Here's a painting.
How do you find inspiration?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And stopped saying how much they like my art and started asking how much. You can see it in the left corner.
Did this piece and had the bird finished for about 2 months before I came up with the idea for
Sarah.
Hi! You're sneaking up on me.
I am.
Ninja-like. Welcome back.
Hi, Internet.
Hello. Here's a painting. Freshly unpacked.
Ooh.
Ready for the day.
It's gonna be
Ready for a new
popular.
Ready for a new
Gotta
home.
be popular.
It got some good comments yesterday. You will see. Morning.
Morning.
How are you today?
So, introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Vaughan.
Vaughan.
V is for Virginia, but I go by Vaughan in the art world because I signed my name, Vaughan.
Where can we find you?
In Texas. You gotta go a little ways from here to find me in Texas. I just recently moved to Smithville, Texas. But I began and followed a path into advertising design and commercial art, that kind of thing. Was an illustrator, worked in advertising.
You've done a lot over the years.
I've done everything you can possibly do. Painted on airplanes and gym floors, but now I'm an oil painter.
You never stayed bored.
Never. Why? What? Bored's a bad word. I never heard the word. So.
Tell us a little bit about your art. How did you get started? What medium do you use?
Well, I'm an oil painter now. I got started from forever ago. I've been an artist my whole life, like so many of the artists are.
If you're ever stumped, how do you find inspiration?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll go through I have a working folder, I have a show folder, and so I go through that. I go through inspiration, I go through other people's photographs. I just look through things, or I'll get out and go for a walk.
What was something that you wish you learned sooner?
Oh, Photoshop, Creative Suite. When I was in advertising, when it came to be a normal thing, there were old ways to do typesetting and prepare storyboards and things, and I was already art directing in an agency when that stuff came up, so I directed the artists in the studio, but I didn't actually push the buttons. So I could tell them what to do, but I didn't push them myself, so I'm real clunky with the Creative Suite. Wish I'd learned that sooner.
What's a piece of advice for an artist starting out that you would like to give?
Turn the page.
Turn the page?
Yeah, turn the page. Do it. Don't judge it. The painting, I'll say painting process, drawing can be the same thing, but painting is a verb. You're the only one that does it. And while you're painting, you're not allowed to judge the now. The painting belongs to somebody else. Every artist gets critical and says, oh, I don't like it. No, turn the page, start a new one, and let it call to you. You don't have to finish everything you start. Sometimes I've given you 3 or 4 advices right here.
Yeah, that's really useful.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's going to eat it up.
Yeah. No, when you finish one, start another one right then. Just even if it's just blocking something in on the canvas, and it'll call to you to come back.
Okay. How do we contact you? Do you have a website or
do.
Galleries?
I do. I've got galleries are the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, Jack Meyer Gallery in Houston, a couple of others here and there, but my website, well, I'm real active on Instagram and Facebook, and it's V as in Virginia, and then Vaughan, spelled like Stevie Ray, Vaughan with 2 A's, and VAUGHAN8 is my Instagram.
What piece are you most jazzed about right now in your booth?
I would have to say, well, probably this one, because I'm not finished with it.
You're not
So,
finished?
no, there's things about it. I've wanted to do it for a long time. You can show it. I'd rather people see the art than me, but I've wanted to do it for a long, long time, and it's just not what I'm feeling. So I'm judging my painting. I'm breaking my rule, but I like it, and I love doing it, but I want to do it again, revisit it. I don't know if I'll change this one or probably do a new one.
I love the color palette.
Oh, what do you see in the color palette? You tell me.
I see ultramarine blue,
Mm-hmm.
alizarin crimson.
Yeah, do you see the whole spectrum? Do you see blue,
I
yellow,
do,
red?
Yes. I
Do
do,
you
and I see the
see
orange and
cool
the
and warm?
peaches. Yes.
Okay.
That's what I like about it. It's like a nice morning and he's not awake yet. Not awake yet.
No.
There's no school tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Probably a growth spurt. Too much play. He's ripped up his jeans. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right.
I hope you're coming back next year. I hope I am too. Thank you. This is fun.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jason Nelson. I'm a landscape oil painter from San Diego.
What do you do? What's your medium?
My medium's oil on canvas.
And you like landscapes, I see.
Yes, landscape, seascape, nature in general, yeah.
How did you get started?
Well, I went to art school when I was in college. When I was in college, of course, in my early 20s. When I graduated, I still did other jobs for 20 years, but I did art on the side. I used to paint watercolor, and I switched over to oil. And that's about the time my friends stopped saying how much they liked my art and started asking how much. And when they started commissioning me, that gave me a lot of practice, and I started getting a portfolio, and I realized, I have enough to do shows, and so I started to slowly transition over the next 6 years into art festivals full time.
What's a piece of advice that you would give to a young artist?
Whew, that's broad. Listen to your friends, talk to other artists as soon as you can. You don't have to have everything perfect. There's a lot of people that love a lot of different types of art, and they might not like all yours, but there's 2% that are gonna love you, and it's a numbers game. Just put yourself in front of as many people as you can, and let those 2% find you, and over time you'll build momentum, and it gets a little bit easier every year.
If you're ever stumped, how do you find inspiration?
Paying my mortgage. Other than that, just nature. Going on a trip, camping. I'm easily inspired. I wouldn't worry too much about what exactly do people want me to paint. Just paint what you love, and that'll kind of shine through, and people will see that, he loves doing this. I want a piece of this.
Where can we find you?
You can find me on jnelsonfinearts.com or on jnelsonfinearts Instagram.
Which piece in here are you most jazzed about today?
I like the Yosemite one on the back.
That is very large and impressive. What's the size?
That is 4 foot wide by 6.
4 foot wide by 6?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Morning, Roxanne.
A little America.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Sutton, and I'm a wildlife artist, oil painter from Southern California. And here we are at the Phippen 50th Western Art Show and Sale. It's been a really fun show and lots of good energy. I'm an emerging artist, so it's been a really great opportunity to meet other established artists and other emerging artists. So yeah, it's been great weekend.
Do you have any advice for starting artists?
I think patient is my advice. You know, you build up your collection, make sure your style is where you want it to be before you start showing, and build up a body of work that really you're really proud of. When you're proud of it, you're going to feel good about asking for money for it and sharing it with other people. I think that is probably my biggest piece of advice.
How did you get started?
You know, I've always loved art, and my background is actually in science. I got my degree in biology, and I feel like those things go hand in hand really well. You know, for a time I thought I would have to choose between biology and art, but that's really not true. You know, they complement each other really well, and I feel like science only enhanced my skill as an artist because it helps you observe really well, but you're observing behaviors and stuff instead of, you know, necessarily drawing. My family loves art. I'm really the first artist who has tried to make a living off of it. My grandparents have always collected art, and I've always been around art, so yeah.
Where can we find you?
So I have a website, sierragsutton.com. I also have an Instagram at sierragsuttonfineart. I do send out newsletters from time to time, so you can sign up for that on my website. And I will announce when I'm at new shows, and I'm going to announce prints soon and things like that. So if you want to stay up to date on those things, go ahead and sign up for that.
The thing with that is I don't like humidity. I can't stand humidity, and I don't like.
All right, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Casson. I've been a sculptor for about 35, 40 years now. The work I'm doing now involves primarily wildlife. The method that I use is forged steel, where I'm working on an anvil. So each of these pieces you see here are one only. Most of them have there's always stories, of course, but this is a buffalo horse coming home from the hunt with no rider. It's called After the Hunt. This is a high country stallion that it's called Waiting for Spring. Stainless steel. This is a barn owl. I did this piece and had the bird finished for about 2 months before I came up with the idea for the base. I'm not sure happy I waited. Some of the pieces are light and float like this. I love that tree. Great shadows. This is actually called my mother's goat, and it's a long story, but I grew up with goats. This is a desert bighorn. This piece is called Almost. A very fine artist, photographer friend of mine gave me a picture of this bird which he had captured by using a dead gopher as bait. And he gave the picture to me and said, "Beat this."
What got you started with working with metal?
Oh, I did bronze and stone and a lot of things over the years, and I started doing metal because it gives me a lot of freedom to do things very delicately. I can't do this level of delicate in bronze because it won't cast out the entire length of the bird. And it's labor intensive, and they're all one of a kind, so they're pricey. It'd be nice to do them in bronze, I suppose, and I could just order another one when I sell it, but I'm the only guy that's doing these. Are originals, one-on-one.
What's a piece of advice you would like to give some artists and sculptors starting out?
Wow, don't get discouraged. I started out, I didn't sell a piece for the first 3 shows that I did, but I was doing the wrong shows too. I suggest strongly that you go to shows and look and see what the clientele looks like and the quality of the other people who are showing. One season of doing that will help you be able to pick the shows that you should try to get into.
Great.
And that's kind of about where it is.
All right, where can we find your work? Where can we find you?
I'm out of Temecula, California. I have a website. I've done a lot of work in the Temecula area. I've been there a long time. It's home for me now. My neighbors are all avocados and grapes, oranges. It's very rural, that's what we need.
Well, thank you for your interview with me.
Oh, thank you, honey. Roxanne is just fine. Have fun. Send me a copy of what you do.
Okay, I will.
It'll be good fun. So overall, how was it for you?
Good. I just had a $700 sale. So
Oh, perfect.
I made it way over my goal for this weekend. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's
All right,
encouraging.
thanks.
How you doing?
My life was sin, it got me in. Well, it's got me back in prison once again. Well, I used my only phone call to contact my daddy. I got 20 long years and dust in a baggie.
You can see it in the left corner.
And here we see the artist in her natural habitat.